And here we go. What's up, everybody? It's me. It's the Bat Fan. I'm back to speak Week 8 NFL football, and I'm here to talk college football, my new top 5. Just got back from being in Boston, with my people. Had a good time. Me and Lady was on vacation. Much needed. I know I missed a couple of shows this week, but I will be making it up. So you guys will be listening, I hope. Or you won't. What can I do? As you guys can see, the channel is over 600. Doing very well, getting many views. Thank you very much for listening to this short, fat, white guy talk about football. All right. Last weekend, wow. The Niners, man. How about that? That was crazy. I saw that. We were at the Black Rose in Boston. Woo! I don't know if Purdy's hurt or anything. I don't know, man. He did not look good. This is like the third game he's looked really bad in this year. I don't know what they're going to do. They have to stick with them, right? There's nothing else they can do. They have Sam Darnold, but I don't think they're at the point right now of where they're like, we need to make a quarterback change, but they need to do something on that offense. I don't know. I mean, their running game is killer, but the passing is looking kind of suspect. There were two big games last weekend that I made sure, even though I was on vacation, I did take a glimpse of. I watched, obviously, the 49ers at the bar, and then I also watched the Eagles destroy. I know the score doesn't look like they destroyed them, but they beat the shit out of the Dolphins. And what I took from this weekend is the best teams in the NFL are the Chiefs and the Eagles until further notice. And if you don't say the Eagles are the best team in the NFL, well, you're fucking lying to yourself and grow up. And the Chiefs are the Chiefs. I mean, they're just getting so much better every game. I just don't like watching their games because all the Taylor Swift coverage. It's fucking annoying. I don't care after every time the Chiefs score a touchdown. Taylor Swift is wearing a throwback Chiefs jacket, starter, and hugging the mom. Okay, that's great. Awesome. Can we just talk about the game and not watching a woman celebrate? I'm not being sexist. I don't care. I just want to watch the game. I don't care who's there. Talk about the game. Don't talk about who's at the fucking game. This isn't the NBA. Nobody fucking cares. You know why this isn't the NBA? Because in the NBA, you see those celebrities every play because they're on courtside. In the NFL, celebrities are in the box. They're not part of the game. No one cares. Like, if they were at the 50-yard line and you saw them, okay, understandable. But she's in a box. She doesn't even want to be by the fans, okay? So who fucking cares? All right, off of that. Thursday night game coming up. I'm a Bucks fan, and of course, they give me a little hope this year, and then they just can't win because I don't know. Their secondary sucks. Not getting good play from the quarterback. Not saying it's all Baker's fault. Offensive line has something to do with it. We can't run the ball. Can't run the ball. Makes it harder for the quarterback to pass. Defense got one of the best front sevens in NFL. Our secondary, we give up more third and longs for first downs than any team in the NFL. The Buccaneers. That fucking sucks. That is demoralizing. Can you imagine being defensive tackle, linebacker, stopping a run, getting a sack, and then the one play you don't get to the quarterback or get in the backfield, it's a 15-yard gain. Every time. It's like, I watch the Bucks game, and it's, 3rd and 12. Most fans are like, oh, we're about to get the ball. I'm like, well, they're going to go down the field. Now, the one thing about the Bucks defense, even though secondary sucks, is we don't give up touchdowns. But the issue is they're on the field for 80 yards all the time. Like, it's not like any quick drives against the Bucs. The team gets the ball and they drive, it seems, all the time. Now, rather long field goal or field goal attempt in the red zone area, but they always do. And the Bills, whoa, what happened to the Bills this weekend? That was crazy. Like I said, I was in Boston. That shit was crazy. The Bills, this is a must win for the Bills. I know their defense is hurt. Their offensive line, they have injuries, but the Bills have to win. I mean, I thought at the beginning of the season, their time period of being a real Super Bowl contender has gone. I'm one of those people. Like, you could just put me, they're done. Will it get to the playoffs? They can. Are they going to make a real shot? Nope. I just feel like they're just not. The NFL has caught up to them. And it's not like they're the Chiefs that are always evolving the offense and always changing it up, and it's like different every year. There's different twerks. The Bills, they do the same thing. And the NFL's caught up. How about the Bills start running the ball or doing something different other than running with, Allen? You have a running back that you're paying. Fucking run him the ball. Give him the ball. Let him run. Just do something different. Like, every play is like drop pack, play action, Allen, zone read, throw. The NFL gets caught up sometime. I'm obviously not going to tell you who I'm going to pick this game because it's the Bucs game. All I can say is the Bucs. This is a winnable game with the Bills injuries and everything. That's the game that's kicking us off this week. Thursday night, tomorrow night, I'll be working, so you guys, I might have a reaction, I might not. I don't know if I could get that. Promise I could get there with you. Then we have our 1 o'clock games. Is the Pats versus the Dolphins. Can Patriots do it 2 weeks in a row? Can they do an upset special? I highly doubt it. I think the Dolphins win. They get back. They have to win. I mean, they don't have to win. Obviously, they're the best team in that division, even though they lost to the Bills. But I think they see it, and the rest of the NFL sees it. The Bills will be happy with just a playoff spot this year. It stinks because they were so dominant for, 2-3 years? It was like Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. Now it's like, probably not. Jags versus the Steelers. I like the Steelers in this game. It all depends if the Steelers' offense can move the ball to give their defense a rest. Because that defense, at any point, can take over a game. So, can the Steelers' offense keep them in the game enough to where that defense can make a play and then win at the end? I just don't believe in Matt Canada's offense. I think they have pieces to be a good offense. They just... bad play calling, man. I don't believe in the Jags. I think they're pretenders. So I just think if the Steelers can keep it close, keep the time of possession like 50-50 throughout the whole game, and not like their defense on the field for most of the game, because any defense, if they're on the field a lot, they become a bad defense. So, even though the Steelers do rotate a lot, like their players in and out, it's still, if you're on the field a long time, the defense just isn't as good. But I think the Steelers are 3.5 dogs. It would be a good bet to put on the Steelers before that goes down, before the Yinzas start going out and putting money on that game. So take it right now at 3.5. Plus 3.5 for the Steelers if you want. I like the Steelers to win straight up, but I'm not always right. But I just like the Steelers in this game. We got the Falcons versus the Titans. The Titans have to win, or they're gonna be a top whatever pick, top 5 pick, top 4 pick. Maybe they should lose out because they have no quarterback. Even when Tannehill is healthy, they don't have a quarterback. That team is not young. It's a pretty old team. Are they fire selling? They got rid of their best defensive back. I don't know. Falcons stink. I don't care. They beat the Bucks. I don't give a fuck. They stink. So this is a battle of two stinky teams. Texans versus the Panthers. This is the battle of the number one pick and the number 2 pick. Obviously, the number 2 pick is better. I thought Stroud should have went number 1. I said it before the draft. I'd rather see Young twice a year than Stroud twice a year. And guess what? Stroud has proven me correct. He is the real deal. Very good. He should have been number 1. And here's a big freaking shocker for the world. The Rams versus the Cowboys are at 1 o'clock. They're the 1 o'clock game. Holy shit. I will tell you, I will not be watching that game. Both of them stink. The Rams could win. The Cowboys could win. Who fucking cares? They're both not doing anything this year. If I had to watch it, I'd watch it because it's football. I mean, I watch the XFL and the CFL and anything that's football all year round. So, you know? We have the Vikings versus the Packers. Don't look now. The Vikings can be 500 after this. After that horrible start of the season, the Vikings could be at 500. And when you're at 500, you're trying to get into the playoffs. So Jefferson will probably come back in a week or two. And they'll make a playoff run. They have to beat the teams that they are supposed to beat, though. They're supposed to beat the Packers. They need to beat the Packers. I know it's in Green Bay, but they have to win this game. You know, both their defenses are suspect, but that's been the Vikings for a long time now. So they get to 500, and when is it? Next week or the week after, Jefferson can get off of IR. They make a real push for the playoffs, man. And if the Lions slip up, they're right there to win the division. So the Saints versus the Colts. What can I say about this game? Is David Carr playing? I don't know. I gotta look. Like I said, I was on vacation, so I wasn't really on the horn about injuries and everything. But the Colts just put up 30-something points against the number 1 defense in the NFL. So the Saints are going to have to score points, but do I see the Saints scoring points? No. And if the Saints do lose this game and Carr starts, do they start Jameis sometime during this year? And when do they get rid of the Carr experiment? I mean, Derek Carr stinks. And he just keeps, keeping starting roles. When is the team going to be like, all right, we made a mistake? It's a lot of money he's making a year, a lot of guaranteed. So I guess they're going to stick with him to the end of the year. But don't you want to see what Jameis can do? Jameis is young. He's cheap. Let's see what Jameis can do. I think the Colts win. It's at their home. Minshew, I mean, he's another one, bro. He puts up some good numbers. He looks good some games. They just can't win with him starting. I don't know what it is, but we'll see. The Eagles versus Commanders. That's at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Obviously, I'm taking the Eagles. The spread right now is 7.5, so I will not be taking that spread. I hate spreads over 7, especially for division games. So I'm going to take the Eagles. And I'm going to buy down the points to 6. I think the Eagles do win by a touchdown, so I don't lose that much off the top with that bet. But I think the Eagles win by 6. You could take them by 7.5 if you want. I'm going to take them by 6. So technically, I'm buying down a whole 2 points because it's going to be 5.5. They have to win by 6. But I'm taking the Eagles minus 5.5. All right, the first 4 o'clock game on the slate is the Browns versus the Seahawks. This should be a good game. I don't know if Watson's going to be playing. I know he got knocked out. If Watson's not in the game, the Seahawks they play we smash you in the face. I know that the Browns defense is good, but the Seahawks they're not like one of these modern play calling teams where the pass rush is only got to worry about rushing the passer. They're like a good size offense. They're big. They're not like these small, wide receivers, small running backs. Everybody on that team has size. and they'll run the ball 15 times in a row if you let them. They're not worried about putting up 95 points. They're worried about winning. And they have a defense that bends but doesn't break. And if you got your backup PJ Walker in, who's prone to turnovers, their defense is optimistic defense. They're very good defense. So I would take the Seahawks here if Watson's not playing, definitely, with the points. I think Seahawks are plus 2.5, so I would take the Seahawks with the points. And if it flips because Watson is going to play, I would be happy that I took it now. No, I think with Watson, it's probably going to go up to 6.5 for the Browns. But if he's not playing, take the Seahawks. And if he's playing, don't touch it. Ravens versus Cardinals. I think this point spread is low right now. It's at 7.5. The Cardinals are exposed. The NFL knows how to beat them now. It just took a couple of weeks to show what they're really about. And good teams will roll. Cardinals are not a good team. They should be one of the people looking for the first overall draft pick next year. I mean, they fight hard, whatever. The Ravens are just so much better as a team. And Lamar's cooking. That whole offense is cooking. They have good receivers. Everything's going good. They should win very handily. So I'm definitely going to go with the Ravens. That's my lock pick of the week. And for Ravens to win, to cover, and Lamar to throw 2 touchdowns. Because I feel like on these easier games, they're going to really try to get that pass game going. So put that in. You guys got an instant winner. Chiefs versus the Broncos. It's -7. This is another lock. The Broncos stink. Whatever. And it's not all on Russ. It's the whole team stinks. Their defense that was so great last year stinks. Their offensive line is horrible. Russ might keep it close for 3 quarters. I just see the Chiefs pulling it out by 10 in the second half. Then we have the Bengals versus the 49ers. This has got to be a get-back game for the Niners. They have to win this game. If they lose this game, they're second place in their division. So they have to win. They have to win. The Bengals, this is a must-win for the Bengals too, but the Niners have to win, or Seattle will be ahead in the division. And I don't know, like I said, Brock has looked bad the last few games. Is he injured? Did he come back too soon? I don't know. They're keeping whatever that is hush, hush, hush. But if he looks bad again, I don't know what the 49ers do. I mean, it's not like he's an expensive quarterback. So they could put him on the sideline until he gets better. I really do think it's injury that's what's causing him to look bad the last couple of weeks. So if they put him on the sideline, let Donald work, keep him 500 till he can get back to complete health, because he did come back from that injury really fast. So I think they need to really take a look at him ASAP, because they can't go on a 4 or 5 game losing streak. They want home field. They don't want to go back to Philadelphia and play in Philly for the playoffs again. So they just need to figure out what's going on with him. And then they need to, like I said, put Darnold out there. If Darnold healthy and Purdy not healthy, I would take Donald healthy over Purdy not healthy. So they just have to do that. They have to get it done. Maybe the coaching staff's worried that if Donald goes out there and balls out, the players are going to want to play behind him and not Purdy. I don't know. I'm not the coach. I'm not in the locker room. I'm just saying Purdy doesn't look good. They need to figure it out. So I'm not going to put two dimes onto this game because I don't know who is going to look like what. All right. And then the Sunday night game is the Bears versus the Chargers. Who the fuck picked this as the Sunday night game? Is Fields playing? Don't know. Chargers, this is like an upset special because they figure out ways to lose. So it's like, all right, well, how are they going to figure out how to lose this game by 3 points? Don't know. Don't touch that game. And then the Monday night game, we have the Raiders versus the Lions. The Lions got to win, man. They have to win. They're in a little rut right now. The Raiders stink, so they should win this game. It's in Detroit. It's a Monday night game in Detroit. They got to win. Primetime game. All right, so that's the NFL slate for Week 8. And there's some good matchups. Like I said, I will be Sunday. I will do a reaction show after all the games, obviously. And, maybe try to get a preview of the Sunday night snooze fest that we're going to be watching. Jesus Christ, NFL. All right. I have my new NCAA football, college football top 5. Excuse me. Sorry, drinking this Coke. There's been some movement. I've changed. Actually, there's been a lot of movement, And I know I said one thing was going to be one and the other, but I changed my mind. So, here's my top 5. And I'll start with 5/6. Washington, Oklahoma. They both did not look good this week. So, I don't know who in my book is number 5, but it's one of those two. Then we have number 4 is Georgia. They have injuries all over the place. They might not even win the SEC with what's going on down there, but they're still undefeated, and they're still Georgia, so they're still there. They're the number 1 team in the SEC right now. Then we have 3, Ohio State. Sorry, Bob. They're number 3. Number 2, because they've had a very hard schedule. They've played ranked teams. They've beaten ranked teams. They've beaten good teams, is the Florida State Seminoles. They're number 2. They're the number 2 in the country. They just beat Duke. They just smoked Duke. Duke's a very good team, and they smoked them. And the number 1 team in the land, that hasn't changed since I started this. They're still number 1, is Michigan. Here, still these signs, motherfucking Michigan haters. They are beating the shit out of people, and they're beating them so bad that people are complaining that they're stealing signs. All right, shut the fuck up. Listen, Ohio State fans, if you think them stealing signs is what caused them to beat the shit out of you the second half of last year's game, you're an idiot. Because all they did was they stopped trying to pass the ball and they said, we're just going to run this ball down your fucking throat for the rest of the game. And your Buckeyes couldn't stop it. That's why you lost. It wasn't because they were stealing your fucking signals. All right, that Michigan is the best team in the country. All right, these are my lock picks for the college football weekend. So we have Florida State negative 20.5 versus Wake. All right, now if you're in a state that you can do parlays with like players, like yardage for college football this weekend, this is Benson anytime touchdown, Florida State. Travis, he's going to throw for 200, and he's going to have over 1.5 touchdowns. Put that in a parlay for the Florida State game. Now, Oklahoma versus Kansas. Oklahoma, -10. This is a get-right game. They have to show up and show out. And then I'm taking Duke +4 over Louisville and the under of 42.5. That is going to hit. The under is definitely hitting in this game because Louisville's quarterback can't complete a fucking pass. Duke's defense is really good. I see this is going to be a field goal contest. I see a 9-6 game. It's going to be boring, but the under and Duke is going to cover 4. All right, guys. This is the Batman. This is my show. I did not do he really fucking stinks. segment this week because I'm not going to lie, I did not watch a lot of the games because I was on vacation, but I will be looking at footage and everything for next week, and I will get back to you guys. Big fight weekend this weekend. I don't know if you guys watch the fights. I watch fights. I love fights. Not really going to get into the fight game too much on these until football season's over because, like I said, football is my main sport I like to watch and I like to talk about. So, unless it's a Conor McGregor fight, I will not be talking about it. But if you are Tyson Fury, Francis, I'm hoping Francis knocks him the fuck out because I would love to see a rematch and it would be crazy, hopefully, but I don't see that happening. Alright guys, this is the Bat Fan. It was real. I'm fucking out.